Press 8 now. To accept this call, press 5 now. To decline this call, hang up. This call is subject to monitoring and recording. Do not use three-way or call waiting features during this call. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello, Ken Hovind calling here.
Brother Hovind, this is Rudy. I got some important things to tell you. Can you hear me okay?
Barely, but go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to try to speak up. What I'm about to tell you is like just me saying it, and you don't have to respond because I know we're being recorded and we're in the middle of trial. So I understand all the sensitivities. But there are some of us that were sitting in the courtroom, and keep in mind, Ernie Land's, they've got a gag order on him. Ernie Land's not able to, I can't talk to Ernie Land about the legal aspects of your case anymore. And as you know, Ernie Land would, yes, sir?
That's what I heard. I don't know why, but anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so Ernie and I, Ernie was handling all the legal stuff, and I'm like, trying to make sure we're making people aware. We want the United States public to be aware of your case so that they can, just become familiar with it. And that's where I was focusing, right? I was focusing on, let's make everybody aware of what's going on Ken Hovind's case. Well, because they put a gag, they put a gag order on they put a gag order on Ernie Land, and Ernie thought it initially was from the prosecution, right? And he said, did y'all put a gag order? And my understanding is that Ernie now believes the gag order comes directly from the judge, which is shocking that the judge would do that. But here's also there's legal advice coming in from everyone, brother. We got legal advice every time the phone rings, it's like a new guy with a new important legal advice. And I'm not a legal guy. I barely know the difference between prosecution and defense, and I'm doing the best I can. But here's what the deal is. There were some brothers that gathered together that did attend that first day of court on Monday, and there were some psychological things that the judge did as she was selecting jury members that were very concerning. When she asked every single jury member about whether they had
This call is from the Saratoga County Sheriff's Office.
whether they had participated in military service,
And their spouse.
The what?
And also if their spouse.
If their spouse had participated in military service. And also she's getting everybody to confess their sins, and she's setting herself up as the unquestionable authority. And I'm not asking you to comment on this, but that is certainly my opinion. I'm an individual. There were other individuals that were concerned about her questioning the potential jury members and the way that it was done. We're questioning that gold fringe on the flag. We're questioning various aspects. Give me just a second. There was a piece of paper. Hey, Gerald, what were some other things?
Her instructing the jury that they are only...
Oh, right. We're also concerned that she instructed the juror members that
They are only to determine the facts.
they're only to determine the facts of the law, but she determines and defines the law, and you have to obey the law.
She instructs you.
Her exact words were whether you agree with it or not. Not that you have to obey the law, but that you have to find the facts of the law whether you agree with it or not. Which I'm very concerned that she's not allowing them to implement their constitutional right of jury nullification. And so anyway, we filed a complaint against the judge, a complaint of misconduct today with the county clerk. And we also filed a complaint against the attorney that he's not objecting to all this. There should have been objection, Your Honor, objection, Your Honor, objection. He's just sitting there, and we're very concerned. And we're not going to second guess you, sir. You're a big boy, and you're going to do what you're going to do, and we want you to do what you're going to do. But as individuals who are concerned about law and justice in our country, at a much bigger issue, we feel like it's our obligation, and we'll stand behind the pieces of paper that we signed. But we're concerned about what's going on in that courtroom and the processes and procedures. And I know that I don't want to put you on any sensitive spot, and you obviously got your own take on it, but I just wanted you to be aware of that, and we love you, and we want you to get out of there.
Okay. Well, first, this is a military court. I think there's been plenty of evidence that we are in a military court, even though I've never been in the military and have not consented to do that and have not enlisted. And that may be something later for appeal. It's too late now. We're stuck. We're going to have to go through this. We are on board a ship. We are no longer in America. We're out at sea on board a ship, and she's the captain, and she can make whatever rules she wants. So you can complain all you want. It won't go anywhere is my prediction.
Okay. Well, we felt obligated to... Yeah, go ahead, sir.
If it it was an Article 3 court, if it was, technically the military courts would be called Article 3 courts, because the Article 3 justifies that. But they try to kind of hide that and let folks think this is a normal court, when actually, yeah, it's a subdivision of a normal court, but that's okay. Whether I did any wrong is the issue, and I think we're going to be fine. We'll see. Just shine the light, make some noise, say, look, this is what's happening. Do Americans realize this is what's happening? If this is fine, okay. But I think the average American would agree, hey, this is not fine.
Amen.
This isn't what we're doing. This, yeah. So that's not an issue I can fight.
No, I understand.
Thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Okay, and the psychological aspect of that jury questioning was just atrocious, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But her getting everybody to confess all their previous crimes and sins, and everybody nodding their head. Let me say this too: I meet lots of people throughout the day, and them putting I shouldn't say them. It was Judge Margaret Casey Rogers that put a gag order on Ernie Land. Has been a tremendous event. I don't know if everybody understands the significance of that. And so my phone is now ringing off the wall because those phone calls would have previously gone to Ernie Land. Let me say this. One of the gentlemen who contacted me today, who does seem to be a stout constitutionalist, here is his advice to you, and I'll just read it, and you can take it for what it's worth. I'm not telling you what to do. I would never profess to tell you what to do because I don't know nothing about the legal aspect. But he strongly said, you need to tell Ken Hovind this. And here's what he said. He said, Ken Hovind, you should fire your lawyer immediately, demand bail because you're presumed to be innocent, ask for dismissal for lack of jurisdiction, and if they deny you all of this, you should, after they deny you twice, you should ask for a written order of denial for both of your requests. And then we'll put in a federal, he said that you could put in a federal complaint.
Appeal,
federal complaint appeal, 2 appeals and 4 bail. Now, I don't even know half the stuff of what I just said, but he wanted me to say that so that your ears would hear it. We love you and we just want you to get out of there, and we feel like you're caught in a satanic mess, and I kind of am anxious, and as you can probably hear, my voice has a little bit of anxiousness because Ernie was our legal guy, and now all this stuff's coming to me, and I don't know what to do about all this. Yeah. So.
Well, I'm about at your level as far as understanding it all.
Yeah.
I don't either. We'll be going down tomorrow. I'll talk to Paul Hansen about all that. We're locked up in the back of the same squad car, headed down to the courthouse tomorrow, and we'll talk all day tomorrow, and I'll let him know what's happening.
All right.
But yeah, there's plenty of indication this is a military court, which they are allowed to do.
Yeah.
I think there ought to be openness and let folks know, hey, this is a military court. And I'd say, excuse me, when did I sign up for the military? I never signed up for the military. I'm not enlisted. But that's how they play the game, and there's not much you can do about it. So
okay.
We'll try to win in their court on their rules.
Well, let me just put this thought.
Keep people in. Go ahead.
No, I'll make this quick. Look, it appears to some of us that the defense counsel for Paul Hansen and the defense counsel for you are playing just hard enough so people think they did a good job, but just soft enough so that you'll lose, because it's going to be the status quo. And there should be a lot more objections that are going on. And I think Gerald wanted to say something too.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, George Lujak said that the statistics are, Kent, that 98% of the cases that go to federal courts get convicted. That means that the first day you walked into that court, it's 98-2 against you. Therefore, your attorneys have to work 98 times harder than the prosecution just to bring you even, so to speak.
And I know we want to hear what you have to say, Ken Hovind. I don't mean to monopolize the time, and you can certainly call back. But this whole Rutherford Institute and the Rutherford Institute reaching out to your attorney and your attorney saying we don't need your help, it's like that seems a little odd to a lot of people. But anyway, I'll shut up.
That sounds status quo.
Yeah,
status quo is not going to win this thing.
You talk, sir. What do you got to say? We want to make sure we listen to you.
Well, the public defender's office is not allowed to take on outside help like that. That would just simply, it's one of the rules. They can't do it.
Oh, it's yeah.
So he can't. His hands are tied.
Oh, let me.
I'm thrilled the Rutherford Institute would reach out, and I'm glad they did. Thank you.
You know, we tried to go visit Paul Hansen this morning. If you're from out of state,
This call is from the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office.
we tried to go visit Paul Hansen, and it used to be that if you were from out of state, you could go visit him, right? Any day. You didn't have to wait for visitation day. Well, guess what, sir? Called this morning, and they've had a policy change, and they no longer enforce that, and we were not allowed to go visit Paul Hansen. So I just wanted you to be aware of that.
the website. Let folks know.
Yep.
Strange they make that policy change right now, isn't it?
Yes,
Okay.
it's a very.
All I want is the whole truth to be told.
Amen. Amen.
Ask him if
Yeah.
if we could talk to John Whitehead of the Rutherford Institute.
Oh.
If he's still interested in coming into the case,
Oh.
would he be willing to fire his attorney?
Oh well. There's. Look, when we get into the whole topic of, there's lots of people that believe you should fire your defense counsel. I can't say if I even know if that's a good idea, and I know that may be a sensitive topic, since he's defending you, and that is your appears to be your main source of defense at this point in time, and yet you're talking on an open recorded thing, and it's so difficult because they record everything you say. But there are some people that if you maybe. Part of me says we would love to go out and get John Whitehead like more involved in this, but I just don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I got the connections. I don't know if he would accept the case pro bono. There's so many questions up in the air, and since Ernie was our main guy and Ernie's out of the picture, I need to pray for discernment that God gives some direction, you know.
Yeah, no, I don't think that they would allow John Whitehead to come in at this time in the middle of the trial. I think we're doing fine. I think once we start on Monday putting on our defense, I think the truth will be exposed. That's all I want, just expose the truth.
Yeah.
But make sure nobody, I don't have any contact with anybody outside who's got the picket sign. Somebody gave me some pictures today, or came in the mail, some people I've never met out there. I'm thrilled for their support. Tell them thank you. But this is not violent. We're not threatening anybody. Don't threaten anybody.
No, sir.
Who would be dumb enough to make a threat against a federal judge?
Yeah, no, sir. We're not threatening anybody.
You can threaten to call Congress and ask them to impeach if that's necessary, or that's perfectly fine. That's Congress's job. But no, I've never threatened anybody.
No, sir. I know you haven't. I know you haven't. I know.
For God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pray for God to handle it.
Yeah.
God,
Amen.
take care of it. Yeah.
Amen, sir.
Okay, well, brother, thank you for your prayers and concern. Relax. I think we're on track. I think we're going to win. I think it's going to be big time.
Okay.
We cannot change horses midstream now. We can always, at the last day, fire the attorney and give our own final words if you want. That's perfectly fine according to the rules, is my understanding. But so far, I think mine is on. I just spent the last hour talking to him, and he's on track, and he's quasi-confident. There just simply is no case, and everybody sees that. Everybody sees that. I got a letter from England. What are they doing? They don't have a case against you. Yeah, I know.
I know.
Everybody in the world can see it. Okay, Congress, do your job.
Amen.
Repeal this stupid law. Make it retroactive.
Amen.
When they repealed slavery, they made it retroactive. They didn't say no more slavery from this day forward. They said no more slavery, and everybody who is a slave, even if you got to be a slave 80 years ago, you are released.
Amen.
Well, hello. Do the same with this stupid structuring law. It's simple. Congress can make it retroactive if they want, and they should get a million phone calls saying, what have you done? You handed the government a club to beat us with. Take the club away.
Amen. Well, amen, sir.
And I hope it explodes. Go ahead.
No. We're praying for you, and we're praying that God gets the glory, and God uses this situation in a mighty, mighty way to show that God is, that God will get the glory and bring others to know the saving grace of Jesus Christ, and that it will be used for the benefit of the gospel of the Lord.
Amen. That's all that really matters. We're not going to get out of here alive anyway. So
Well, Kent,
serve the Lord, let Him handle it.
Amen.
Brother Kent, this is Gerald. Have you ever discussed with your attorney why, if you're presumed innocent, that he did not file a motion for you to be released on bond during this trial?
He did, and it was denied because I'm still technically under the...
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Yeah, but you've served you've satisfied
Technically, it's not over till August.
Oh, it's not, okay.
I was supposed to go to home confinement a month ago,
Okay,
but that's not completely serving the sentence. So that's why they denied it.
okay.
Pastor Hovind, just know that there's many of us that are praying. We're fervently praying, and we're going to fast as well. And we care about you, and we want you to get out of there. And we're going to look to the Lord, and we're going to appeal to God.
Amen. Thank you, brother. You've been a blessing more than you can know. Keep up the great work.
Okay, God bless you. Call anytime.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Oh my
Is it
goodness.
off?
Yeah, I will be.